guys have dealt with so much adversity this year, and then you have one more with Anthony going down. How do you, as coaches, handle that and get the guys back up?
Well, the first thing is your heart breaks for the young man because it was a gruesome injury. He's had such a terrific year, such an important piece of what we're doing, and so your heart goes out for him. It breaks for him. But then as far as a team, it's just next man up. You know, our rotation moves to 8. All we got is 8, and so it's got to be enough. You know, well, that sounds pretty good, actually. That's the first time I said that. And it's just more opportunity for other guys, and we just keep grinding and find a way.
What does that do in terms of your matchup with Alabama? Because their bigs are so good.
Well, we were the 305th, you know, biggest team in the country going in, and we lost arguably the guy that plays as big as anybody we have on the roster, and Anthony, because he was such a great shot blocker. So we continue to have to play small ball, continue to spread the floor, try to extend a little bit defensively. You know, in Alabama, you know, I've said it from the beginning, I think they're the most talented team in our league. They're deep, they're long, they're well coached. They're going to be one of those teams that you are not going to want to see in the NCAA tournament.
Is your plan maybe just to put pressure on them and make those guys run? Or?
You expect me to give? You want me to give you my plan? We've got plenty of challenges. You know, they got us already once, and you know, we got to find a way to, you know, to be able to score because they're so long defensively. We had a hard time guarding them as well.
Coach, when you're having a season like this and everything's kind of going your way, how do you keep you guys focused and motivated this time of year?
Oh, it's easy to stay motivated. They picked us 4-14. They picked us 9th or 10th. We're not on ESPN all year long. Got a couple ESPN 2s, some U's. If there was ESPN 4, we would have been on it. You know, whereas other teams run CBS and the big stations. So our guys are humble and they're hungry, but we are relevant. And that's one of the things that I wanted to do when I came to Auburn is have Auburn basketball be relevant again and get us to the point where Charles Barkley can be on national television and stick his chest out and you know, look down at Shaq and Kenny and tell him his team's going to the NCAA tournament.
You still think you guys have a shot at #1 seed?
Really don't worry about the seeding. You know what? Right now we got 4 games left. Try to win a regular season conference championship. And any coach will tell you that that's the prize that's probably coveted more than anything, just because of the grind. 18 games, and this year with the league being as good as it is, it would be just a tremendous accomplishment. So that's our focus: trying to get better, trying to be able to withstand, you know, the injuries and our roster, and win that championship.
You guys have played with so much heart all year. What did you tell these guys at the beginning of the season to get this out of them?
You know what? I think one of the things that we talked about is the fact that I got 8 guys on the roster that returned from last year. 6 of them are playing. And that return enabled us to learn so much from the good, the bad, and the ugly from the year before. So we're better rebounding. We're better in transition defense. We take better shots. We're stepping up and making our free throws. Those are the things that we didn't do a year ago that where we were only able to win 18 that we're doing this year that's put us in a position where we've, you know, competed for a championship.
When you're kind of shorthanded like you guys are with an 8-man rotation and come tournament time, does that change how you practice and everything to keep guys maybe a little more fresh?
Absolutely. I can't see us having a contact practice the rest of the season. I just can't see it. That doesn't mean that we won't work hard, but I can't see putting them in a position where I run the risk of injury in a practice for the rest of the year.
Elite defense is such a learned habit, though. Do you think you have enough?
It's difficult. It is difficult. That's a great point. Both in offense, your timing, but we can't get to 7.
Yeah.
Bruce, with all the talk of the investigation and everything, you know all the players hear that stuff. How proud are you of the fact that they've been able to stay away from that big distraction?
Well, I'm really proud of it, but understand there's really not a lot of talk about it. There was a lot of talk about it at the beginning of the year. We've gone through the process, and now the focus is on our kids in the season and the guys that are eligible and in good standing and in position. I'm obviously, you always have to put distractions to the side. I love the way this team has come together, the way they trust each other, the way they rely on each other, where it's sort of next man up. No man is jealous of another man's success, and we know that we're in it together.
Back to the Alabama matchup on Wednesday. Last time you faced them, Colin Sexton was out, Dante Hall was somewhat limited. Now that those guys are back full strength, just kind of what does that add, or has the scouting report changed?
Well, when we got off the floor at Alabama, I said without Colin Sexton, that still might be the most talented team in the league. And so you can imagine what putting a guy that's got a chance to, get drafted next year, what does that do? It just gives them another great piece to their puzzle.
Pressure is great every year to win. This year started out crazy. How have you been able to manage that?
Well, you worry about what you can control. And I think adversity reveals character, doesn't build it. So I tell my guys, when you are challenged, it's just an opportunity for you to shine, and not, I'm a teacher, and my job is to teach them how to go through adverse situations so that when they get out there in the real world as an employee, as a father or a husband, they can handle. And they'll shine.
Bruce, personally, when you hear talk about, will he be here next year, will he not? I mean, how do you handle that stuff?
Well, that's the same thing for every coach in the country. Will he be here or won't he be here? I'm an Auburn man. I love Auburn, and my intention is to be the coach for a long time.